Abe, there is a saying, is it proper planning prevents poor performance?
That's right.
Is that how it goes?
That's right.
And I also know there's a whole thing with P's. I think we've actually talked about it on your radio program before.
I call it the 6 P's.
Okay. But P's, the P words in life, apparently there's a thing there.
Yep.
As far as positivity. Another P word.
Big one.
But the P word that you are constantly hammering into our head is plan. Cannot say it enough. The prioritization that people need to put on their plan and retirement for their plan for retirement. And that is the surefire way to achieve the success that so many of us have, the idea of success that so many of us have for you also call it it's this next phase of our financial life, because for a lot of us, we're going to be spending as much time in retirement as we did in our working years.
Absolutely.
20, 30, 40 years.
That's right. That's right. And all we ever knew was to save and invest, right? Tons of advice and guidance on what, are great investments and stocks to pick and things like that. And our clients don't have a savings problem. They don't have an accumulation problem. They never have a problem with socking away money. They're diligent, disciplined, consistent investors and savers that oftentimes came from nothing and needed to do this. And just little by little, as they made more and more money, saved more and socked more away. And they're waking up at 60, 55, and 65. And they're like, oh, I've got 3 million now, 2 million, 1 million, 5 million, 10 million. And so I knew how to get here. But what I don't know, Abe and the team, is all of this other stuff that I'm researching.
Where do I go now?
Right.
Where do I go now? Abe has actually written a book called The Retirement Mountain, The 7 Steps to a Long-Lasting Retirement, where he outlines some basic fundamental knowledge and information about where you go from here, the idea of the descent down the mountain. You've worked so hard to get to the top of the mountain, and now where do you go? Working your way down in your retirement years, learning how to spend down that money. Because as you said, we spent our whole lives working and saving. And all of a sudden, one day you retire and you're just supposed to know what to do. You're supposed to be confidently spending the money. No problem.
Very little education out there on this whole phase 2 plan.
Obviously, Abe Abish, financial advisor, founder of Abish Financial Services, here to provide for us some education. Find us at theretirementkey.com. We have links posted in the show notes to the website as well as the book to get more information there, Abe. Let's talk about the fundamental purpose of a plan, then, a financial plan. If you have one, congratulations. I don't know the exact numbers, but I believe if you actually have a financial plan, you're one of a smaller group of people. Most people don't have that.
Right.
You shouldn't look at it as something that's one and done. Most of us need a plan that's going to be adjusted, not just in our working years, but throughout our retirement years, because things happen. Retirement laws constantly change. I mean, you just look at what's happening with the tax code, Social Security, Medicare, all of these things we have to factor in.
RMDs,
everything that's involved, Abe. This is where you come in. How often do you meet with clients?
4 times a year is the norm for most of our clients, Sometimes it's once a year for certain clients. Most of the time it's 4 times. And even though clients have that opportunity, some will say, well, if I meet with you guys 2 or 3 times a year, I'll feel pretty good. But a lot of our clients will meet 4 times a year. And oftentimes, even in between meetings, they'll just shoot us emails, give us a call. Hey, I've heard about this. What do you think about that? There's just constant communication, good, ongoing, consistent communication helps clients, give them confidence. Clients need confidence. People need confidence. As they're in retirement, it's a new phase. It's a new period of life for them. They don't know much about it. All they've ever known is working and saving for the kids and college education and maxing out their 401ks. And this is a new way of life, new season of life. And so they need a guide, a coach, a partner, someone in the car with them, right? We're going to the same place, same destination, a financial professional in the car with you who all they do is help people to retire successfully and with dignity and confidence.
So you believe that there are 5 areas that every person needs to have within their financial retirement plan covered in order to move into this next space with confidence. So let's lay out what those are.
Yeah. And there are 5 areas, and then also 5 in addition to those things that these areas and that a plan will give you by having a plan implemented. So the first thing that I think a financial plan and retirement plan gives most people is clarity, because you'll know Here's the insurance I have. Here's the savings in the bank I have. Here's the investments I have. Here's the real estate I have. Here's the income this is all producing. Here's the long-term care I have, the pension I have, the cars, the homes, the estate plan that's been done or hasn't been done. Here's how it all comes together. Everything's been consolidated, or everything's everywhere and it's a mess, and I need to get it put together. Based on the way you're invested, here are the likely outcomes. It can be tested. It can continue to be tested, continue to be updated. And so I think that ongoing plan, again, where we typically meet with our clients 4 times a year, is that roadmap, and it gives them clarity.
Okay.
Clarity is huge.
Got it. Clarity is number one.
With that, a lot of added confidence. Every time clients meet with us and have a quarterly review, annual review, they feel better. They're walking out of the conference room telling us, I feel so much better. Feel so much better. Glad we had the meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time. I understand things better now. I was unsure of things or had some questions, and whatever they come in to the meeting with, we always ask them what specific questions might you have this morning or today that you want to talk about. It could be a long-term care policy where their premiums are just going up on them, and they want to know, do I cancel the plan? Do I take this option, that option? It could be a pension. It could be a real estate opportunity. They might want a beach house. How do I get into the house? Do I need to sell this one? Do I have cash with you guys or in the bank where I can make a down payment? Things come up all the time.
Yeah.
Grandkids are born. I want to set up something for my grandkids, I want to pass on money to my church or school. There's just all kinds of things that come up that we continually plan with our clients for. The second thing, and probably the most important thing you want to get figured out first, in our plans at the very least, is your income. Well, if you're going to retire, what can your resources produce in terms of income? Because your working paychecks are going to stop. You're going to stop producing a wage. You're not going to work forever. Then you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and you're going to enjoy income from your nest egg and portfolio. So what kind of income can your nest egg produce? What kind of income will you have? And is it going to be stable enough to pay the bills that continue to come in on a month-to-month basis? So having an income plan, that roadmap, is also going to give you an income that is stable, is going to give you that added peace of mind. The stability you need to know that you can pull the trigger and retire because I have stable income coming in from Social Security. I have stable income coming in from a pension. I have stable income coming in from rental income or from an annuity, or I can take that 3 or 4% from my nest egg and know that as long as my nest egg makes more than that long term, I can generate the income that I also need from it to live the retirement I want to live. These are simple things, but things that a lot of people don't know a lot about. So our clients want to kind of get out of their own way. They realize what they don't know, and they want to come in and have a financial professional put it all together for them. The third key ingredient, important part of a financial and retirement plan, has to be taxes, and a plan to lower and mitigate taxes and to have tax efficiency. And you can have that done by different ways of investing. You can have that done in different accounts. I mean, some people want to pass all their money on when they pass on. Some people want to spend it all down before they pass away. If you want to pass money on, then you really need to be strategic about how you do that. Because again, we've talked about it before. If you're passing money on to your loved ones from a TSP, 403b, 401k, IRA, it's the worst place you can pass money on to your loved ones from because it's fully taxable at death. But if you pass money on in a life insurance policy or a Roth IRA, it's 100% tax-free, 100% free of taxation. And 100% free of taxation is the best. It's not taxed. There's nothing better than passing money on that's not taxed.
Okay.
So if legacy planning is important to you, whether it is or whether it's not, most people are concerned with taxes. Even if you want to spend your last dollar down, you don't want more money going out to tax than need be.
Right.
Tax efficiency, since taxes will likely be our biggest expense in retirement, and that tax plan in a comprehensive retirement plan, I think, is a third key ingredient or a characteristic of a sound financial plan that you will have by putting together that comprehensive plan. The fourth thing on the list, risk management. So again, most people come into us with several $1 million saved, oftentimes 70, 80, 90, 100% in stocks.
Okay.
typically that's more risks than more people need to accomplish their goals and objectives. We don't want to take on any extra risk than necessary to help our clients accomplish their objectives. Mm-hmm. So if they're a 90-10 or 100% in stocks or 80-20, oftentimes our clients want to bring in the risk a little bit, maybe down to a 70-30, 60-40, sometimes 50-50, because what they'll realize is, oh, you're telling me I can still have the outcomes that I want. I can still achieve what I want to achieve coming down from an 80-20 to a 50-50 or an 80-20 that's stock bonds down to like a 60-40. Yes, you likely can achieve what you want to achieve, even with a reduction of risk. That's a key piece. So risk management in an ongoing retirement plan and financial plan is key. I mean, you've stopped working. You've got to have this money last you the next 30 to 40 years. Key ingredient, key piece of a comprehensive financial plan.
Okay.
Finally, legacy plan. A legacy and estate plan. Whether you want to pass all your money on, whatever's left, or none of it, even if it's none of it, mm-hmm. Key estate planning documents, having a will, power of attorney, advanced medical directives are really important. Really important. I mean, if something happened to you, Heather, or to me, we want our spouses to be able to step in, probably as that first person, and say, well, this is what Heather would want. This is what Abe would want. Mm-hmm. This is what my wife or husband or partner would likely want. It's actually written down. It's documented. They don't want to be on breathing tubes, at 85 or 90 years old, or they do. They do. Maybe they do. And maybe they want to be on breathing tubes for 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is. But all those things are discussed and planned for in a comprehensive estate plan, which should be tied and connected to your financial and retirement plan. If you want to pass money on to charities, we just met with a lady recently who has $4 or $5 million saved, and she's single in her early to mid 70s, and she wants to pass every penny on to charities because she doesn't have family behind.
Okay.
Right. So how do you accomplish that? You accomplish that with charitable giving strategies, maybe a charitable remainder trust, maybe a donor advised fund, donating RMDs through QCDs, qualified charitable distributions to the churches that she wants to donate to, and the charities she wants to give money back to.
Okay.
We just talked about a lot of things, and what we talked about the least probably was the actual investments, right? Because it's what do you want to accomplish with the money you've saved?
Yep.
The investments are important. The money's going to help you get there, but it's all the planning around the investments that's just as important as a continued investment management. Those 5 things we believe will give people a lot of confidence and benefit from putting together that plan.
And to your point, the idea of, yes, investments are important, but that's really what we focused on during our working years, that idea of growth and saving and investing to increase our growth and saving opportunities. Now in this next phase, so much more is involved because we got to figure out what we're going to do with all of these savings that you've worked so hard to get to this place, to bring you to this place. So just let's quickly recap.
Sure.
These 5 benefits of a comprehensive retirement plan. Clarity.
Yep.
Which is that's point 1, but 1B is confidence. The confidence that the clarity will give you.
Right.
An income plan so that we know where our money is coming from.
Stability.
To offer that stability every month.
Yep.
A tax plan, looking for efficiency with our money. Have you not already paid enough in taxes in your working years?
That's right.
That risk management, of course.
Yep.
And then the idea of legacy. What's going to happen with your money? Even if you want to cash out even if you want your last check to bounce, as the expression goes, well, you don't get to decide when you leave this planet. So if there is money left over, don't you want to be in control of what happens to that money?
Of course.
Not Uncle Sam or somebody else. Right.
Yep.
So the idea of, well, I guess ask yourself this question then, dear listener. Can you confidently say you've got all 5 of these areas checked off for your own mental well-being and your financial plan? Because that's why people come to you, because so many people don't have this.
Probably not. But if you do, then you're probably working with a phase 2 retirement planning firm.
Okay.
And most people aren't. Most people aren't. Most people that we see are successful do-it-yourself investors or investors that are working with a phase 1 firm, the classic accumulation-based firm, the classic investment firm that's focused primarily on the investments. Not a bad thing, not wrong.
Yeah.
They're helping Americans get to retirement. We're helping Americans get through retirement. 2 different plans. We're transitioning from growth into income, and we have to have a new plan that reflects that new season and change of life into retirement.
Got it. if you are looking for this phase 2 fiduciary retirement planner, somebody to help you, the good news is you have found Abe Abish. You have found Abish Financial Services. That is what he/they do every single day. They can do with and for you as well. So let's begin that conversation. TheRetirementKey.com is where you can go. We also have links posted in the show notes. Also want to reiterate the idea about the book that Abe wrote, The Retirement Mountain, The 7 Steps to a Long-Lasting Retirement, just about 100 pages, a quick read, but lots of good. It's almost like laying a foundation of all these things we need to be thinking about, Abe, that you've written in this book.
Yep. Yeah, you can go to theretirementmountain.com. It'll take you right to our book tab on our website. You could download an ebook. You can buy it on Amazon. You can actually, if you actually set up an appointment with us and come in for a complimentary second opinion, you'll get a free copy of the book as well.
Okay. All right. Lots of information here. Lots of ways for you to get this information. That's Abe's goal, is to just educate and inform and empower you with that knowledge and information. It's your money. You worked so hard to get here. Let's educate you on what to do with it now in this next phase of your financial life. Again, it's theretirementkey.com to begin the conversation with Abe and his team. We also have links posted in the show notes. You can just click there and get started.